The developers of a Russian coronavirus jab, Sputnik V, have said mass vaccination will start nationwide in just a few weeks' time. That's after some highly promising results from phase 3 trials.
The publication of the interim results of the post-registration clinical trials that convincingly demonstrate Sputnik V vaccine's efficacy gives way to mass vaccination in Russia against COVID-19 in the coming weeks. Thanks to the production scale-up and new manufacturing sites, Sputnik V vaccine will soon be available for a wider population. This will break the current trend and lead to an eventual decrease in COVID-19 infection rates, first in Russia, then globally.
We're joined in the studio by RT's Maria Finoshina. Now, as we're just hearing there, Sputnik V is going to be rolled out nationwide very soon. What more do we know?
Well, yes, I think Mr. Greensbrook makes it very clear Russia is ready for mass vaccination. What an exciting news. The drug known as Sputnik V is already spreading across the country. We just heard that Russia sells it to some other states as well. Its production grows. For the sake of justice, we have to say that developers and scientists, they struggle because there are some restrictions due to the coronavirus pandemic, and it affects the production process. But still, Russia plans to have 500,000 doses in November and is planning to start producing 6 million doses a month by April. That is very impressive, you would not argue. Well, speaking about this vaccine, as you just said, 2 phases of its clinical trials are now behind, and they were meant to prove that the drug is safe. So now we can say that Sputnik V is 100% safe, and it is currently undergoing phase 3 of the trials. And the idea of this part is to study how effective the drug is. And now we are receiving first early, interim, but still very, very positive results. Let's take a look.
Breaking. The first interim data analysis of the Sputnik V vaccine against COVID-19 phase 3 clinical trials in the Russian Federation demonstrated 92% efficacy.
Well, we have to be honest that there was a lot of criticism about Russian vaccine with the scientific community, world scientific community divided on those criticizing Russia for being too fast, data being not sufficient, and those praising Russia's achievement. Now we hear that 3 medics in Russia's Altai region, after being vaccinated, they got coronavirus. And the critics, they use this information to prove that and to say that, Sputnik vaccine is not effective. But you have to understand that first, it takes time for the body to learn how to react to the virus. As it takes time for the immune system to start producing antibodies. So it could be that these 3 medics just didn't have enough time, and their bodies didn't have enough time to start reacting properly, and there was no time enough for the vaccine to actually start working. And plus, actually, no one can guarantee that after being vaccinated, after 2 shots, I mean, you will be 100% protected from being infected, because it's a new virus after all, and they say no one can say, I mean, how the body will behave. But what they guarantee that this vaccine will teach your body how to react, and the next time when it meets the virus, it will know what to do, and you will not have severe, consequences from the disease.
Well, of course, those would be medics who are theoretically in the thick of it all. Yeah. This has taken a huge effort to get this far. Can you give us a little bit of background?
Yes, this vaccine was developed by Moscow's Gamaleya Research Center, and it uses actually the mechanism known since 1950s. And this is why when we hear about the criticism, the scientists say, yes, we were very fast to come to this idea, but that's just because we used what we knew before, some things that we developed like half a century ago. So the idea is that they use an adenovirus, and it serves as a transportation, as a vehicle to carry a genetic material from the new virus. And this genetic material is known as protein. It is safe. It is extracted from the virus, but it's not the virus itself. It's safe for the body, but still it is able to trick your body and make it believe that you were infected, while in fact you were not, and to make your immune system react.
Triggering that response.
Yeah, actually, this is the idea of any vaccine.
You were actually among the early volunteers in phase 3 trials. I don't think a whole lot of people have a chance to speak to somebody who actually participated in that. So how was that, and are you still involved? Are you still being contacted?
Yes, I am monitored all the time. I am one of thousands of people taking part in clinical trials in phase 3 of the clinical trials of Sputnik V. Today is the 53rd day of the trial. It lasts 180 days. So I'm still in contact with doctors and scientists. So this is a two-step vaccine. So I got 2 shots already, and I already have antibodies G particularly, meaning that my body reacted, meaning that the vaccine worked, and my immune system responded by producing antibodies. And I'm happy, about that. But again, no one can say what exactly does that mean, how, where is the guarantee that it will protect me from being infected? So I still wear masks, like in public place, I protect myself. But I feel confident that my body at least is now familiar with the virus. And the next time I meet it, it will know how to react.
Yeah, what was your initial reaction to actually getting the shot itself?
Actually, I got 2 shots, and after each shot, there was a time when I felt miserable. So there was the time of side effects, like muscle pain, headache, fever, but it didn't bother me at all because it didn't last for long, so it was okay. It's just like a fever. But I think more important is that this is the price that I was ready to pay to have antibodies. I think it's worth it, but it's my humble opinion.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Sure.
RT's Maria Finoshna, thank you.